Salam alaikum. This is Bonnie again, making my second video. The first one was about my story of how I converted to Islam, or probably more importantly, why I converted to Islam. This one is about all the things that God has done in my life since I converted to Islam. I plan on making a few videos for converts on how to convert, just really basic stuff. But this one, I really had to tell you just about the amazing, amazing things that God has done. I was a very, very broken person before I became a Muslim. I had many bad things happen, many. I'm not going to go into them all now, but one which was a really bad point for me was my relationship with my parents. I had always had a really bad relationship with my mother, and I held a lot of anger towards her. My father died when I was 11 and she remarried soon afterwards, and then my relationship with him was even worse, and I viewed my teenage years as a literal living hell that I felt lucky to escape from. Anyway, as the years went by, I became more embittered towards my mother. I prayed on my hands and knees so many times that I could forgive my mother, and that we could just have a normal relationship. I so wanted, I wanted that. Anyway, as soon as I became a Muslim, it was nothing I even prayed for. But because of the things Allah had changed in me, my relationship with my mother is now amazing. I could very easily call her my best friend, so easily. We see each other every day, we do all the things that I never thought that we could do. And the amazing thing about Allah is I never had to ask him for that. He just gave it to me. Like, he gave me this gift. I didn't even have to try to be forgiving. It was just something he changed in my heart. And because I had changed in my heart, it changed my mother's reaction towards me. And it's made all the difference in the world. You just can't imagine. Because not only has it changed that relationship, it's changed the ones with my brothers and sisters as well. And they can see this huge change that God has brought into my life. They can see this total transformation from the old person to the new person. And if you had seen before just how bad things were with my mother, then you wouldn't believe this. She didn't take it very well when I converted to Islam, but now she probably sees it as the best thing that ever happened to me. So, might not seem a lot to you, but it has transformed my whole life, and especially for my daughter. Second thing was, when I became a Muslim, I lost friends, especially Christian friends, who were now telling me that I was going to hell, etc. And it was really hurtful to lose these people who I had been friends with for years. But God saw me in my loneliness, and he replaced it with these amazing friends. I have the most amazing friends now, you just couldn't believe. They're so wonderful girls that we have the most amazing time with, and I can talk to. And it's just, I can have fun just being in their company. We don't need to go out, we don't need to drink, of course. We don't need to do any of these things, but we just have fun, whatever we do. And it's just like God has given me the gift of these amazing friends who I would never have known had I not converted to Islam. The third one, and a really big one for me, was I hated being a single mother. I hated it so much, every second. I just wanted, even as a Christian, I just wanted so badly to be married to a good, kind man, and just that I could stay at home and have lots of babies, and has always been my dream. It's still my dream, but however, it was my single obsession, and it was all I would think about in life. And I would just pray to God, please, God, I'll do anything, just bring me a husband. Or I'd pray, God, if you don't want me to have a husband, take this away from me. When I became a Muslim, that whole thing just went out the window. Like, it was just like God had taken me in all my kind of desperation and obsession and placed it instead with his love for him. That has given me a huge freedom to not have to stress all the time, am I going to marry someone, am I not, what's up with that? Because I've asked God, he knows it's in my heart, and I believe, because he loves me, He'll give me the desires of my heart. I don't have to worry about that now. I just have to wait for God to choose when and who and pray for it in the meantime. So it's something I really don't even think about anymore, which has made a big, big difference. I have a lot more free time. The other thing is that I had always I've grown up in New Zealand, which doesn't really have much of a culture, to be honest. I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but it's true. Families are not really that close. It's not a family-orientated country as such. It's really not. People just tend to do their own things. So there was always something that I had wanted so much, but when I became a Muslim, the Imam, the local one, he just invited me into his life and pretty much just started treating me like his daughter. Even telling me he'd arrange my marriage, he'd do this, he'd do that. He's just treated me exactly like a father would, and I've been under his protection. When I was a Christian, I was never under anyone's protection, I can tell you that now. The minister of the church certainly wasn't out there protecting me, but this man is, and he helps me decide what is right and what is not. There are a million other things that Allah has changed, but these are pretty much the 4 biggest ones which have totally changed my life. I mean, I still have problems. Life isn't perfect, and it's never going to be. But I have the most amazing happiness now and peace that nothing else could bring. You know, I don't know your life circumstance. I don't know what you've been through. It could have been much worse than mine. It could have been not bad at all. But I do know that God wants to take all these broken parts of your life and put you back together again and make you whole. Because He loves you that much. He doesn't want you to be a broken person. He wants you to be a whole one. And that's exactly what He can do, if you let Him. So, this is my earnest prayer to you. I know that if you accept Allah, He's going to transform your lives in ways that you could never even imagine in a million years. He would take your biggest pains and biggest sorrows and turn them into the biggest joy unimaginable. And you can be a living testimony to that. So, I will continue to pray and hope for everyone watching this that if you haven't turned to Islam, you'll just begin to consider it now that you can see just how full of joy I am. So, thank you again for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye!